All right. Good morning, everybody. So
Morning.
today we're going to talk about real estate marketing, and so I want to make sure everybody's muted here. Okay. And today what we're going to cover is we're going to talk about researching for pricing. We're going to research areas. We're going to research the MLS. We're going to talk about farming, budgeting for farming. We're going to talk about print marketing, different types of print marketing. Hey, Oli, come on in. Thank you. We're going to talk about email and digital marketing. We're just going to touch on that. And we're going to touch on social media. We're not going to get too much into it, but that's part of marketing, so we have to talk about that. And we're going to talk about paid leads. So there's different forms of marketing. It's going to be effective. You just have to do something, right? So no matter what you do, do something. If you don't do anything, you're not going to get any leads. You're not going to do any business. So first thing we want to talk about is confidence building. So know that being part of Coldwell Banker Platinum Properties, the Coldwell Banker brand is worldwide, right? And everybody knows Coldwell Banker, and it gives you instant credibility, right? When you're with a big company like you have a great reputation around the world. So that's the first thing, instant credibility. The other thing is we have the tools that you need. So you have your own website. We provide you with your own website. We have a CRM that you guys can use. We have a marketing center. We have I think something that's launching this year. I'm not sure if everybody has access to it yet, but there's Canva templates. So if you have a Canva account, uh, Cold Banker uploaded a bunch of templates that you can use, flyers, postcards, listing presentations, things like that you can use. Support, you have knowledgeable people here in the office that can help. You have Richard, John, and myself. And there's also other agents in the office. And if we're not around, or maybe you feel comfortable with someone in the office, you developed a relationship with someone, you can call them and ask them, right? So it's not just, you're not alone. And also become an expert. So you want to become an expert, like know what the market trends are, right? In the specific area that you're marketing, know the contracts, know the hot topics. So the thing that I try to recommend to agents, to newer agents, is that I think the three main things that you have to be an expert at is marketing. You have to market yourself to generate leads. Become an expert in the MLS, how to search, how to send out emails with whatever criteria you're entering. Make sure that it's filtered down to what your client's asking for and not what they're not asking for. And know the contracts. So know how to fill out the contracts, how to submit an offer, what you need to submit an offer, and all that stuff. So we have classes on all that stuff. So any questions on this? Okay, let's move on. So first thing that you need to know for marketing is the first marketing you're going to do should be your sphere of influence. So everybody's got a phone, right? And I like to bring this up. You have contacts on your phone. Everybody in your phone should know that you're in real estate. They should know that you joined Coldwell Platinum Properties. That's the first thing that should go out to everybody that you know, right? And I also provided this sheet for you guys. You guys can grab one of each of those for networking. If you don't know who your sphere of influence is, this is a list of all the different types of people that you can reach out to that should be your sphere of influence. I mean, this is like your best friend, your second best friend, family with 4 children, 5 children, whoever it is, right? Your neighbors, former neighbors, uh, old neighborhood, college, you know, people you know from college, people from church. All of these people should know that you're in real estate. And guess what? They care about you. They want to support your business. And if they have any questions or they have a house to sell or want to buy a house, they're going to call you, right? Knowing that you're part of Coldwell Banker, it's a big name. So let everybody in your phone know, your contact list know, your sphere of influence know that you're in real estate. So we talked about the personal connections, neighbor, community, all that. You want to reach out to them a couple times a year. Maybe reach out to have lunch, have coffee with them, right? Talk to them. When you reach out to them, you don't have to go straight to business, right? Just make a normal conversation. Hey, how are the kids? Or how's the new job? Or how was the move? And then casually go into, hey, by the way, I'm in real estate. Or it can be, you guys are talking about something that happened in Lake Forest. Oh, hey, I just showed a property in Lake Forest in this cute little neighborhood over there. And that reminds them that you're in real estate without being on their face about it, right? just subtly including into the conversation. So sphere of influence. This is where most people get their first deal from. So keep that in mind. Research. So this is a big word here that we're going to be using. We're going to research printing, cost for postcards, printing cost for flyers, printing cost for door hangers, depending on what you want to do. And so this class is mostly for farming, right? Marketing and farming. For mailing, you want to research pricing for, there's different types of mailing. There's every door direct mail, which is known as EDDM. And this form of mailing is if you send out a postcard, the USPS website has an EDDM tool that's separated by zip codes. And those zip codes are separated by carrier routes. So like right now, right here, we're in 92, what is it, 606? And 92606 zip code is probably separated into, it could be, I don't know, 10 different carrier routes. So when you select a carrier route, that includes so many homes, okay? And when you use the EDDM tool, you say, I want post office, I want you guys to deliver to this carrier route that consists of 350 homes or 500 homes. So you're paying them to deliver to those specific homes. Now, with this type of delivery, you're gonna get your flyer to the home itself, whether it's the homeowner or it's a renter. So your message could be, encompassing everything, right? Thinking of selling, thinking of buying, thinking of renting, thinking whatever it is, thinking of investing. So keep that in mind that you're probably not going to hit the homeowner on every home. And this is, I think, cheaper than the other methods. But let's go to the next one. The next one is bulk mail. So bulk mail is when you provide a list, actually. So we send it to the printing company, where the printing company is going to print the postcards. You give them like an Excel spreadsheet of all the homeowners' mailing address. So in this example with the bulk mail, you're going to mail to the homeowners in that area, not the person that lives in the property. The homeowners, the ones that can make the decision. And this costs a little bit more. And then you have first class mail. This is just, you put a stamp on it and you're sending it. It's almost like bulk mail, right? You're going to put the address on there, put a stamp on there, but it costs more money. And so with bulk mail, I think the minimum that you can send out is 200. So it has to be 200 or more for you to be able to use bulk mail. Other than that, you have to use first class. You have to buy a stamp and put it on. If you're sending to 100 people, 50 people, whatever it is, you have to send it out first class. So research the pricing for this. Social media, research the pricing for ads, target marketing, Facebook, IG, TikTok. And this is probably going to be the most economical way to market yourself with the biggest reach. So if you're going to use that or go that route, make sure that your ads are effective and you're getting to the point and it's not just you smiling on the camera saying, hey, call me, I'm a realtor. Make sure it's something intelligent, something that's relevant to the market, something that you're informing them, right? And then paid leads. So if you don't want to send out postcards or flyers, walk the neighborhood, or do social media ads to promote yourself, another way to go is paid leads. And paid leads like Zillow and Trulia, and I think Realtor.com, you give them a bunch of money and they send you leads. And they're usually buyer leads. And they're not always going to pan out. And the cool thing about these companies is that they have a representative that's going to train you on how to work those leads. So when they call in, this is what you tell them. And this is how you follow up. And this is what you do next, right? So that I've seen some agents that have had success with paid leads with Zillow, and others not so much. So it just depends on how you nurture the leads and how you work the leads. And that there was an agent that was that signed up for leads, was paying so much money, and then he was assigning them to the leads to a couple of different people, and they were closing the leads. He was closing leads, and everybody was making money. So that was pretty cool. So maybe that's something you guys can do if you want to. Yeah.
How much are the leads? What would you say it's a lot of money, like generally?
Well, it depends what city. So they sell you leads by zip code, and then so like if you were to pick a zip code within Irvine, depending on the market share, which is, it's strange the way they said that it works for them because they're making money, right? But you would think there's 100% market share in a zip code, right? I think they have 200% market share. How in the hell do you get 200% market share? And you're paying for whatever's available at the time, maybe 10% market share, or if you want to spend a lot of money, you're paying for 50% of the market share, which means you're going to get 50% of the leads that come in. And the bigger market share you have, the more money you're going to pay. And in Irvine, the zip codes are, the leads are very expensive. So I think you're going to pay for maybe 1 or 2 leads a month. You might pay between $600 to $1,000 a month. Yeah.
600.
Yeah, don't quote me on that, but that's when I say it's expensive.
Ballpark like that.
Yeah.
For Irvine.
For Irvine. There's other cities that aren't as much, but the thing is that in like Newport Beach, Irvine, Huntington Beach areas like that, you have these big hitter agents that are already buying, they already pay for a bunch of the market share.
Right.
And there might not be any market share available in certain areas and you have to wait. So call the representative, say, hey, let me know when something comes up. And then they'll call you and say, this is available. So that's another way of going if you don't want to go out and market yourself. So what is farming? So farming is, in real estate marketing, farming refers to the strategic practice of focusing your marketing efforts on a specific geographic area or demographic group with the goal of building long-term brand recognition and becoming the go-to real estate expert in that market. Farming, right? And you guys know where farming comes from and why farming is used is you're planting seeds in that neighborhood, hoping that a lead's going to blossom out of that. So key aspects of real estate farming, geographical farming. So this is like you're targeting a specific neighborhood or a zip code. And there's demographic or niche farming. So demographic farming or niche farming or marketing is like, let's say you have a network of school teachers. You're focusing on like this network of school teachers that you know, or church goers, right? You're the congregation, you know all these people from church, you have all their contact information, you're farming to them, marketing to them. And let's say there's thousands of people in the church, right? That's a good source. Consistency is crucial, so make sure that you're consistent. What happens is when new agents start marketing or start farming, they'll send 1 or 2 flyers or maybe even 3, and they'll give up. They don't get a call, they don't get, they don't get anything. Any emails, text, anything. And they think, oh, this isn't working. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm wasting my money. In the meantime, the homeowners of that neighborhood, they're seeing your flyers come through and then, oh, let's see how long she sends flyers for. Let's see how long this one sends flyers for. And they don't last, right? People just get discouraged. You're playing the long game with this, right? So you have to be consistent. Start with 1, 2 flyers per month. If you can't do 2 flyers, send out at least 1 per month. And if you're going to do 1 per month, I recommend that you walk the neighborhood because people see you in person, right? They see you out there working, they see you, they get to know who you are. You get to talk to them, right? So they can ask you, you're not just a face on a postcard or a flyer that's coming through. Now you have that personal connection with them. So send out 1 if you can. 2 is even better, twice a month, right? Maybe mail 1 out and then deliver 1 in person. The one that you deliver in person could be like a full-size flyer. The one that you mail out could be a half-page postcard, but just be consistent with it. Morning. Morning. And then purpose. So what's the purpose of farming? It's to generate leads, right? Listings, buyers, all that, and to position yourself in the market. So you're the go-to person. You're the go-to agent in that neighborhood. Let's see. So why use real estate farming for your business? It builds brand recognition. So you're not only promoting Coldwell Banker Platinum Properties because everybody knows who Coldwell Banker is. You're promoting yourself. So you have to build up your own brand, right? You want people to know who you are. You're the go-to expert. Holden in his neighborhood, everybody knows him. Everybody knows he's going to send out 4 flyers a month, and they're just going to be bombarded with marketing. They're going to see him walking down the street, rain or shine, delivering flyers. This guy goes farming every morning.
Every morning?
Well, during the week. And if he misses on the weekdays, he'll farm on the weekend. It increases trust and credibility. Again, that personal connection, right? Generates consistent leads and referrals. So at some point, when they think about buying or selling, they're going to think about you. Or if you're just starting out, you never know because you're sending out these flyers. Homeowners might get a flyer in the mail or on their doorstep or whatever it is. Throw it out. In 2 months, they might be thinking about moving or something happens. They're having a baby. They have to get a bigger house, or I don't know. Their older kid moves out. They graduate from college. They got a job. They're moving out. They want to downsize. And at the time that they're thinking about that, guess what? Within the next few days, your flyer comes in. You're like, oh, we were thinking, oh, this is perfect. Let's call her, right? It's amazing how many times that's happened. It offers long-term return on your investment, right? So you're farming, you become the expert. Everybody knows who you are. You have listings there. Your open house signs are up. Your for sale signs are up, and you're just the go-to person. And then those people can refer business to you, right? Their family, their friends. All right, let's move on. So what's the goal? To become the go-to expert in that neighborhood. Let's talk about budgeting. This is I think the main concern for a lot of people. You have to spend money to make money in any business, right? You have to invest in your business. So planning your budget. So decide how much money you can allocate for at least 12 months. Put aside at least 12 months worth of investment into your marketing. So what we're going to do with that 12 months is we're going to calculate printing costs and mailing costs if you're going to mail, or if you're just going to drop it off. There's calculations for everything. And then you have to figure out the potential size of your farm. So how many people are you going to be marketing to? And then be consistent. So you want to send something out at least twice a month. If you can't do twice, then do at least one time a month, but I recommend twice. And we're going to start with the first example here. So if you're going to walk your farm, you're not going to mail it. You want to go out there and meet the people, right? We're going to start with $6,000 for the year. Let's say I have $6,000 that I'm going to use for marketing for this year. And I'm going to divide that by 12, right, for 12 months. So I have $500 a month to spend in marketing. If I'm going to send out 2 marketing pieces a month, I'm going to spend $250 each marketing piece that I'm sending out, right? So in this example, let's say the flyers are 50 cents a flyer, or maybe it's a postcard, 50 cents a postcard. So that's going to equal 500 flyers or postcards that I can send out. So in this particular example, my farm size will be 500. So when I'm looking for a farm, I can look for a farm up to 500 homes. It doesn't have to be exactly 500. It could be 350, it could be 400, 450, whatever it is. And then this is give or take, right? So you have to calculate whatever the costs are when you do your research on pricing, like we talked about earlier. So in this example, farm size, 500 homes. January 1st, it's going to cost me $250 to send out 500 flyers. And then in the middle of the month, my second marketing piece for the month, $250 again. So there's my $500. Make sense? This is just printing flyers. Yeah, I mean, plus probably going to lose weight. Yeah, right. You don't have to. That's, you know what?
Steps.
No, I mean, I pay $35 for the gym each month. I don't have to pay for the gym, right? I can put that towards marketing. Second example. This is using every door direct mail. Remember I said every door direct mail is based on carrier routes from the post office. So same budget, $6,000 a year, $500 a month, $250 each marketing piece. So twice a month. In this example, the postcard costs 50 cents to print, and then the price to deliver is 20 cents per postcard. And again, this one is not going to have the homeowner's name and address on the postcard. It's going to say local resident or local postal customer, whatever it says. So it's not personalized. And if we do the math, let's see, $250 divided by 70 cents, you're going to hit 357 homes using this this method of mailing or delivery. Does that make sense? So you'd look for a farm size of 357 homes or less. Or if you can afford a little bit more, you can mix it up, right? Any questions on this?
Is that still 20 cents?
Around. That's why research
It's cheap, huh?
research pricing. All right, so here's another example, the bulk mail version. So with this one, you're going to have the printer print the actual name and address of the homeowner. And this is going directly to the homeowner, where EDDM just goes to the property itself. whether the homeowner lives there or not. So you might have renters half the street and owners half the street. They're all gonna get the same postcard. But with bulk mail, this goes to the mailing address of the owner. So if the owner is renting out their property in this neighborhood that you're farming in, they're gonna get the postcard at their home address, not at the property. So if you want to get to the owner, this is the way to go. And using the same example, except it's 38 cents per postcard for postage, approximately. Do research, find out the pricing. With this example, you're going to hit 284 homes per month, or twice per month, right? So when you're looking for a farm, and then we're going to talk about that a little bit later, you guys are wondering, like, well, I don't know, how do I pick a farm? How do I know how much, how many homes I can hit? This is how you're going to find out how many homes you can hit based on your budget, right? Any questions on that? Okay. So selecting a farm, yeah, this is the next thing. So what's the right area? You're going to assess the competition. You're going to assess the turnover rate. How many homes are sold each year? Familiarity or personal connection to the area. That might be, a reason to farm a particular area. Maybe everybody knows you there. You grew up in that neighborhood. Opportunity for growth. Is there another neighborhood next to it that you can eventually grow into? And so with that in mind, things to consider. Again, research, that's that word again, right? Researching. So you're going to research the number of homes. And then you're going to research how many are owner occupied versus non-owner occupied. You want to know, is this like a big rental area? Or is it like families living in the homes, they're not renting them out, right? And then just what the difference is, because that's going to determine how you're going to market to that neighborhood. Are you going to market to them as, let's say it's 80% renters and 20% homeowners. You're gonna probably send bulk mail to the owners at their homes, telling them, hey, are you thinking of purchasing another investment property? Are you thinking about buying another rental? Are you thinking of selling it? Or I can help you lease the property once the tenants move out. You want to market that way, right? Versus if everybody lives in the home, hey, are you thinking about selling, moving up, moving down, moving out of the area, whatever it is. It's a different message for a different, different type of market. So you're going to research the turnover ratio. So how many homes are there in the tract or the area versus how many are selling every year? A good number is like, for marketing, is 4 or 5% plus. That's considered a good number. Let's see. Oh, here's a good one. The market share among other realtors. Look at the last year of sales and look at how many different listing agents there have been. If there were 15 sales last year, 10 of them were listed by one agent and the other ones were listed by multiple agents. That agent dominates that neighborhood. So they probably farm in that neighborhood. They probably pretty much own it, right? And ask yourself, do I want to go in and compete against that person? Like this guy. Do I want to go in and compete against him? He's been there for years and he gets most of the listings. I don't want to do that. I'm just going to waste my money. So that's something to consider. If there were 15 sales and then you have one agent had 2 listings, another one had 1, another one had 3, then that's more approachable, right? I don't mind going up against someone that got 2 listings there out of 15. And that's the dominant agent thing. Okay. So one thing you could do is contact the title company. You guys can contact Mary Block with Lawyers Title. You can ask her, hey, can you give me a snapshot or turnover ratio of this particular neighborhood or these 3 neighborhoods that I'm considering farming? And then she'll go over the numbers and tell you which one is a better fit based on the turnover. She can give you an Excel spreadsheet of the farm. So if you're ready to start like mailing out, she'll give you the Excel spreadsheet that you're going to send to the printing company along with your flyer. And then the printing company uses that to print the address on the postcard. Yes.
You're referring to a specific person right now who?
Yeah, Mary Block with Lawyers Title.
Is she here or is she?
She's not. It's a title company.
Okay.
You'll meet her. She's here almost every day.
Okay.
She's a great resource, by the way, for anything real estate, anything. Yeah, so she can send you the Excel spreadsheet that you can send to the printing company that has the owner's mailing address that you can mail the postcards to. She can print labels for you guys if you guys want to sit there and have the postcards printed and put labels on each one, and then put a stamp on each one. And that's something you might want to do if you're just going to send out to like 50 people or something like that. So she can do that. Owner occupied versus absentees. She can break the list, or they can break the list into, give me 2 lists. One of the owner occupied, people that live in the property, and one of the investors, a separate list. And you might want to mail one thing to one list and something different to the other list, right? Specialty farm lookups, you could say, hey, only give me single family homes. I don't want to deal with condos. Or, hey, I'm new, I want to deal with condos. They're faster turnover ratio on them. I want to work with condos, so only send me the list of condos. And then you could do like multifamily. I was doing that for a while, working with duplex, triplex, fourplexes, and that's a specific market, right? There's no farm area in particular, like a neighborhood, because the owners don't live in the properties, right? They live in, other cities or out of the county or out of the state. So you're going to mail it differently to them. You can also have the list split up by years of ownership. Like, hey, I want to market to owners that have lived there for 10 plus years or 15 plus years, because they might be thinking of selling. And they have a lot of equity. So, any questions here? Nothing? That's a lot of information there.
Is that information in that bottom section available to us, or do we have to go to the title company to get it?
You have to contact the title company.
Okay, so it's not like.
No, it's free. She provides that for free.
Right.
So also research. This is very important when you select a farm. You want to research the sales, right? And you can find all this in MLS, what the active listings are. And then if there's any active listings, you want to preview the listings as an agent. Whether you have a client for it or not, you want to go to the property, preview the property, so that way you know what the features are. Maybe the pictures look way better than the actual listing is, right? You're going to have that first-hand knowledge because you preview the property. So let's say you're holding an open house, or you're working with a buyer, and the buyer's like, oh, I want to see that property. I'm so excited about it. It just looks like it looks great. They have all these features, and you know better because you're like, actually, I've been to that property. Lower your expectations, buddy. It doesn't look like that in person. It needs a lot of work, but let's go take a look at it, and then that's going to help us when we submit an offer. But because you already know, it just makes you more of an expert in the area. You're going to research tract and floor plan models for that neighborhood. There's a website that we're going to talk about here. I'm going to show you guys a little bit later. That has floor plans of all the different neighborhoods and like tract housing in South Orange County. I guess throughout Orange County, but like the older homes don't have anything like that. So, and then you also want to know the community. So research what the HOA amenities are. First of all, what's the HOA, or what are the HOAs for that neighborhood? What are the amenities? Are there? How many pools are there? How many parks are there? How many, spas, whatever it is? Are there barbecue areas? Whatever it is. And also HOA fees. There might be 1 HOA fee, there might be 2 HOA fees. And I've seen some that have 3. What schools are in the neighborhood? Because these are a big sale, right? Especially in Irvine. Yeah, blue ribbon schools. Know what the boundaries are, what schools are within that boundary for that neighborhood. Any questions here? All right. InsideTrack.com. This is where you can go to find floor plans. You have to purchase. They used to be a subscription-based website service, but now I think you purchase like tokens or something like that, and then for each token you can log in and download like a whole neighborhood worth of floor plans. And it gives you street maps, tract maps, floor plans, best square footage, tract information, like how many the number of units in that tract or that neighborhood. So InsideTrack.com. All right, so now you selected a farm. Well, you know how much what your budget is, how much you're going to spend on marketing. You selected your farm. You know how many homes you're going to hit and where you're going to market. Now, what do you send out? This is one of the things that people get hung up on. I don't know what to send out. There's nothing to send out. There's always something to send out. And here's some examples. A market update. This is like a definite. I would do this once a month. Let them know what's sold. And when you send out market updates, you can only send out closed sales. You can't send out actives or pendings unless they're your listings. Let me backtrack. You can include actives and pendings, but you have to include who the brokerage and the listing agent is for each one of those listings. I'm not gonna advertise for those other agents, so I'm not gonna put their name on my flyer. So market updates, closed sales for the previous month.
For anybody? For any company?
Yeah, there's a disclaimer that you're gonna use at the bottom of the market updates that says that the information was obtained from Sarah MLS between this date and this date, and the agent sharing the information with you, doesn't mean that I represented the buyer or seller or anything, I'm just providing the information. So this disclaimer pretty much says that. So, yeah, you're okay. You can set a just listed if you have a listing or you want to promote one of the other agents listing in the office. Maybe it's in the same neighborhood or in the vicinity. Ask the agent, hey, is it okay if I market your listing on my flyer? And then ask them for the picture. You can include it in your marketing. Just sold, same thing. If you have a recent sale or you want to promote somebody else's sale, ask permission. Open house announcement. If you're going to do an open house, that's another thing you can send out. Newsletters can include just anything real estate related. Just be careful with there's newsletter companies out there, real estate newsletter companies out there that have like little article about real estate and then like a general market outlook or whatever's going on in the market. And then they have like cookie recipes or gardening tips. And it's like, be careful that you don't become the agent, the go-to agent for gardening tips or cooking tips. That's not what you want. You want to be the expert in real estate. And if you want to do something like that, do like a little corner of like a little recipe, or if that's what you want to do, right? You can include something fun in there. But make sure that you send out professional real estate related content, right? Because that's what you want to be known as. You can send out a flyer. I have a buyer. So be careful when you send this out because there are a lot of agents that send postcards or flyers out stating they have a buyer and they don't. And this is like a marketing piece to generate leads where they say, hey, I have a buyer for a property. They're all cash. They're ready to close in 15 days. And then the homeowner calls, hey, what's up with your buyer? I'm thinking of selling. And then and then the agent says, well, how many bedrooms is your home? Oh, it's 3 bedroom. Oh, they're looking for a 4 bedroom. But you're thinking of selling? Oh, hey, let's talk. Right? So if you are gonna promote that you have a buyer, make your buyer look as real as possible because I think homeowners kind of catch on to this. So I have a buyer, they're moving into the area, they're looking for the local schools and they're looking for a 3 bedroom. So now you're more specific, right? Looks more real. You can do contests or drawings. I know Holden for a while was doing contests and drawings. It could be like something as simple as a coloring contest on Easter or on Valentine's Day or something that you send out on a regular sheet like that, where the homeowners are going to have their kids, color and then mail it in or scan it and send it in, whatever it is, and then you can enter them into a drawing. And guess what? Now you have their phone number because you probably didn't have their phone number before, and you have you already have the homeowner's name and the address, right? And now you have the email address and the phone number. And you can add that to your database. So guess what? You can use that for email marketing now. You're not only sending mailing pieces or dropping stuff off at the door, now you're going to be in their email. So that's what that's good for. Holiday greetings, you can always send out a, hey, happy holidays, whatever it is. That's a good reason to send something out to someone. It doesn't always have to be real estate related. It could be holiday related, but with a little bit of real estate on the back. Self-promoting flyer. I'm your local expert. Contact me to buy a house, sell a house, rent a house, investment property. Give me a call. Right? I do everything. It's promoting what you do. And if you have any sales, you can put that on there as well. Hey, I just sold all these listings this year, or whatever it is. So promote yourself. Community information.
Carlos,
Yes.
can you hear me?
Yes.
This is
I can
Mia.
hear you.
Hey,
Hi.
I missed what would be good to add for self-promoting flyer.
I'm sorry?
What would be good to add to the self-promoting flyer?
Oh, you can add your services that you work. You can help them buy a house, sell a house, buy an investment property. You can help them lease out a property.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you.
And community information can be something like And I think I have that somewhere. It could be it could be a directory of like the local police department, hospitals, poison control, important numbers that they're gonna want to keep handy, right? They're probably gonna put it on their fridge, but on that list, you're gonna include your name as the local expert. So they're not gonna throw that list away, and your name's on it. Prop 19. Well, we'll get more specific into Prop 19 on another day, but this is beneficial for homeowners that want to keep their property tax or the tax base, right, when they move into another property. So there's title company, Lawyer's Title has a flyer on this. God, I should have brought that. But I'm just talking about different topics right now, right? That's a good topic for people that have been in the property for, so many years, maybe 20, 30 plus years, and they want to move to something else, but they're scared that their tax base is going to go up when they purchase a new property, right? To whatever the new price is. So that's a good, but you have to educate yourself. If you're going to send out information like this, you should know what you're sending out, because when people, they're going to call you, they're going to ask you, if you don't know what you're talking about, it's, why are you sending it out? Right? Oh. Offer something of value, a CMA or a net sheet. The CMA, you guys know what that is, comparative market analysis. So you're pretty much telling them what you think their house can sell for based on the recent sales. And you're using recent sales. They can just go on Zillow and get its estimate. And that's computer generated based on algorithms and whatever information it has. Zillow has, like, I think it's, I want to say a mile around the subject property, which isn't right, because it compares condos and single family homes. It's like, well, if I'm a single family home, why are you comparing my home to a condo? That's just what their algorithm does. So it comes up with this weird valuation. So send out a valuation, a CMA with real comps. And then a net sheet is pretty much telling them, hey, this is what your home can sell for. And then based on how much money you owe, let's say you don't owe any money on the property, this is how much you net at closing based on, whatever you purchase it for, or whatever loan amount is left on the property. This is how much you walk away with. And there's programs or apps that can help you with that. Actually, one of them is, what is it, Lawyer's Agent? There's an app called Lawyer's Agent from Lawyer's Title that can help you with net sheets. It can help you calculate how much a buyer's payment is going to be based on the loan amount, purchase price, down payment, everything. And that's pretty cool, because if you're working with a buyer or seller, and you can just pull up that app and calculate around what the net sheet's going to be. Hey, this is how much you're going to make after you close. And you just show it to them. You can even download it, email it to them. And then if you're working with buyers, if they ask, hey, how much do you think my payment will be on this? Well, this is the purchase price. Okay, this is about how much your payment is going to be, approximately. That's pretty valuable. And then, or you can offer a class. The example I like to give is like a trust. So a lot of homeowners don't have their home in a trust. It's under their name, right? And you want to promote what the value of putting it in a trust is, and offer a class. You can have a trust attorney come in here into the office and do a class. So you can promote it to your farm, have people, reserve a spot, come in, and you might get a trust attorney to do it for free, because you're bringing in potential business, right? And then the homeowners are going to show up because this is a free class that they're getting. At the same time, this is good for you because you brought them this class of value to them. So that's an example of a class that you can offer. Let's see.
How about a price reduction? So you have to lower the price on a house.
You can do that. Yeah, that falls under, just listed or just sold or price reduction, or yeah. Another thing you could do while you're doing your farming, you could drop off 3 CMAs a week to people that have lived in the property for over 10 years. Just takes you, a few minutes. Well, that first might take you a little longer, but I know Carrie's doing that. She's making CMAs and just dropping them off at people's homes, just letting them know, hey, this is how much your home's worth based on the comps. I haven't seen your property, so that might be a little bit different depending on the condition of your property, but just based on the comps, this is how much your home's worth. And this is pretty cool, you know, because nobody's doing that for them. And you can send out rental market updates to the owner investors. So the people, the homeowners that don't live in the home, you know that they're renting out the property. Just send out like what the market rents are for the neighborhood, just so keep them up to date with what the market rents are. They might have had a tenant in there for 5-7 years at a certain rate, and they don't know what the new rates are. Say, hey, man, you got to raise your rents here. You're losing money. So any questions on this? There's plenty of things to send out. So you can create a calendar. This is an example of a calendar. Beginning of the month, I want to send out a market update. That's going to be one flyer. And then on the 15th, maybe I'm going to do a newsletter that I'm going to send out. So that's my 2 marketing pieces I'm going to either mail out or deliver. And then you can include like social media. So you can say, but you want to plan this out. So that way you can plan to do that for that day. If it's not on your calendar, you're probably not going to do it, right? If it's on your calendar, you want to check it off that you did it. In this example, we're doing on the 4th, on the first Monday of the month, home of the week. And then on two Mondays later, another home of the week. Pick a different home, you could promote it. On the 13th, buyer tips. On the 27th, seller tips. And you can make that like a monthly thing, right? I mean, I'm sure you can come up with a buyer tip once a month for 12 months, right? Seller's tip once a month for 12 months. That's just one you're doing. Home of the week, we have plenty of listings here in the office that you can promote. Any questions? Holden's got his whole calendar for the year already done. He already knows what area he's farming each week, every day. Like he breaks it up into different sections, so he doesn't farm the area in one day. If it's like a tract of 500 homes, maybe he'll do 100 homes a day or 50 homes a day, and it'll take him 2 weeks to do it. But he's hitting a section every single day. So it doesn't take up your whole day, right? But it's on his calendar for the whole year. So now he knows where he's farming, when he's farming, how many homes he's farming to every day. Let's see an example of a just listed or just sold. This is a just listed postcard where it has, pictures on one side, and then the mailing side has the mailing information. And then this is one of Holden's old flyers where he walked the neighborhood where it has his just sold, and then other properties that he was involved in, and then his contact information at the bottom. Just showing you examples of what you can send out, right? Market update. This Shweta's market update, she does usually there's a lot of homes in the area that she farms. So some are condos, some are townhomes, some are single family residents. So it's broken down. And then it shows property address, how many beds and baths, square footage, price per square foot, sold price, date sold, and then how many days on the market. This is pretty involved. It's a lot of information. But what this does is it gives the homeowners, maybe they want to know, I wonder how long it'll take to sell my house. Well, right there, it tells you what the days on market is. So they have an idea. Oh, okay, it might take up to 41 days to sell my house. Okay. Or it might take up to 107 days to sell my house. Right. And then that's what it's sold for. Maybe if I want that much money, it's going to take longer. It also tells them the number of beds and baths. So like if I have a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath condo, I'm going to look at what they're selling for, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. And this flyer is old, so these prices are not like today's prices. Those are a deal if you were to buy it.
Are those all hers?
No.
Oh.
Wow.
It's just a market update for the neighborhood. Yeah, so if I owned a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath condo, that's about, let's say 1,800 square feet, then I know I can look at this one and say, oh, that's sold for that much. And then here's another one that's sold for that much. Okay, now I have an idea of how much my home's worth, so that when the agent meets with the homeowner, they have an idea. And they're not going to be surprised, because sometimes the homeowners have this illusion that their home's worth $200,000 more than it actually is. So, but you're informing them, but you're informing them every month, right? So you're setting their expectations so that when they do meet with you, you're like, didn't you get the flyer I sent you last month? What did it say? They're selling for this much, not what you think it's worth. I mean, you're not going to talk to them like that, I know. You want to, I know you want to sometimes. This is one of Holden's old market updates. So what he did is he sends out properties that he has listed or sold, but then the market update for the previous month. So that's what's sold in this neighborhood in March of 2022. And then his contact, and here's a disclaimer at the bottom, right? I said information obtained from CRMLS between this date and this date. In this case, it was between March 1st, 2022 through March 30th. There's 30 days in March?
Yeah.
Yes,
31 days.
31 through March 31st, 2022. Okay, so you can send out reminders like, hey, it's a reminder to change your clock. Well, now everybody's got what? Like, you don't have to anymore because it does it for you, right? But change the batteries on your smoke alarms, you know? Reminders, just example of things that you can send out. A newsletter. This one is about the importance of home inspectors. Why is it important to have a home inspection? Right? And this is real estate related. Other informational, you can send out a flyer about new laws that, you know, that concerns them. Local directory, we talked about that. Floor plan information, maybe a flyer that talks about the different floor plans in the neighborhood and just you can even put an image of each one. Maybe someone wants to upgrade and they want to stay in the same neighborhood, but didn't know that there was a 4-bedroom and they live in a 3-bedroom. And now because you sent this information out, they're like, hey, I like this neighborhood. I didn't know they had 4 bedrooms. I want to buy a 4-bedroom here. Services that you provide, we talked about that. Mortgage rates, maybe like a history of mortgage rates and how they're going up and down, etc. Vesting description, this is a pretty good flyer. It shows them how you can invest in the property and what the difference is between each one. Here's another example of a contest or garage sale. So Holden does garage sales for his neighborhoods that he farms twice a year. And he sends out flyers, I think like 2 or 3 months prior to him promoting it, letting you know, hey, it's gonna be on this date. If you want to participate, let me know. And that's that. And then he used to send out a Valentine's Day contest. So he would give out a Valentine's Day gift basket. What was in the gift basket, by the way?
Oh, let me remember, maybe we bought a gift basket at Costco.
Okay.
In the beginning of that, I had someone help me make it, put it together by hand, but yeah, just give them a nice Valentine gift basket.
So the garage sale, it's cool because it helps, it shows them that you're doing something of value for them, right? You're organizing this to get rid of your crap, right? If you're the homeowner, this guy's helping me get rid of my crap and he's bringing buyers into it. So he promotes the garage sale on a bunch of different websites and newspapers or whatever it is. And he brings buyers into the neighborhood. So the neighborhood's like buzzing with people coming by with big trucks already like, so it's pretty cool. And
Buyers to buy the junk or buyers to buy the house?
no, to buy, it's a garage sale.
So yeah, to buy.
Neighborhood garage sale.
I
Yeah,
think
to buy
that's
stuff.
buyers like buying.
Yeah, some people get rid of some nice things, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they get new furniture, maybe they're like, hey, you know what, this is outdated, we want something different, whatever it is. But he goes to each person that's participating in the garage sales, and he talks to them, and he brings them like a little bag full of goodies to say, hey, you know, good morning, thanks for participating, blah blah. And guess what? Now that's a personal connection, and now they kind of feel maybe a little indebted. Hey, you did something for me, that's pretty cool. Now I met you in person as well. And then the Valentine's Day contest, if someone's gonna email in their entry or call you or whatever it is, now you have their phone number or their email address. And again, another opportunity to market to them. Create your brand. So you already have a big brand in Coldwell Banker. Now you have to brand yourself, right? To make you stand out from every other Coldwell Banker agent. And so you can use specific colors when you send out a flyer. You do orange, right?
Yeah.
So Zach started farming an area and he's using orange flyers. Nobody uses orange flyers. So when a homeowner comes home and they see that orange flyer, they know it's Zach now because he's left flyers there multiple times. And that could be like a way to brand yourself, right? It could be a specific template. It could be a specific color. It could be like a logo that you use. So you can do an agent logo. Like this, Mike Dunn uses this one. And he's got his whole persona of, he's like the James Bond of real estate. So he's Agent 007, Special Agent Mike Dunn. And that's what he uses. And when he goes on listing presentations, he wears a tuxedo. And then he's got this whole like considered contact Mike down for your next real estate transaction, a real estate mission, and consider it a done deal. Like that's what he uses. And so that's a tagline again, consider it a done deal. His last name is Dunn, right? So again, the flyer template, niche market, so you can market to military, like let's say you have a network of veterans or people that are in the military, right? It could be camouflage, could be your thing, right? When you're mailing to them or whatever it is. Teachers, doctors, personality, you could be known as the investment agent, luxury agent, the agent who's involved in good causes, like whatever. So this is all part of branding. So you want to stand out, right? Community involvement, sponsor a community event, school event or fundraiser. Advertise in local high school sports programs, yearbooks. You do that, right?
Yeah.
Whatever the school is in that neighborhood that you're marketing in, advertise. You're supporting the school, right? Parents are gonna like that. Coordinated community garage sale, talked about that. Host real estate related classes, we talked about that. Tax pro, trust attorney, title officer, home warranty. Host or organized blood drive. Some people like that. And then just recently, I know Shweta does a shredding event. So she promotes it.
Shredding.
Yeah. People drive up in their cars with like boxes full of shredding,
Yeah.
things that they need shredded.
I need stuff.
And then she has them check in and she gets their information and guess what? Now she can email market to them.
So she has a shredding machine?
No, she orders a shredding service. So like there are these big trucks that come in and they either fill like a bin and it goes into it like the trash cans do.
Nice.
And it shreds it right there. Or sometimes they'll take I think they shred it on site. For holidays, you could do like an Easter egg hunt in the little park in the community. Not as many agents do this anymore, but it used to be huge back in the day. And the parents love this because they take their kids to the local park and they do an Easter egg hunt and maybe take a picture with an Easter bunny. So you hire someone to, wear an Easter bunny suit or meet Santa Claus for Christmas. You have them set up at a park, sit in a chair, some candy canes, have the kids sit on the lap, take a picture. The families love this stuff. So that's something you can do. And they'll thank you for it. 3 C's of real estate marketing. Content is the first C. Inform them, educate them, and update them, right, with the content you're sending out. Call to action. Give them a reason to call. Hey, contact me for if you want to find out how much your home is worth. Contact me for if you want to participate in the garage sale. Contact me, call me, whatever it is. So the call to action is contact me for, right? Call me for, reach out to me for. And the last one is consistency. So be consistent, be in their face, right? It can be in their mailbox, on their doorstep, in their email, on their social media feed. Now, any questions on that? That was print marketing. That was like the main focus of what today's presentation was about.
I have a question on the garage sale. So it's a community garage sale, so do you do it in front of a few houses that are next door to each other? How does that work?
No, people are going to take their stuff out into their driveway.
Just at different locations? I mean.
Yeah,
it's
so
a
like-
party type?
Yeah, kind of like that. So like, if I'm a buyer, I'm going through and I'm driving through, I say, oh, that house is having a garage sale. I turn the corner, oh, there's another house participating, there's another garage sale. I go 2 houses down, oh, there's another garage sale. That's what it is.
So you just tell,
It's not everybody gathering in one spot and
Oh, it's
selling their
not.
stuff. No, they're participating. So what he does is a map. He does a map of the neighborhood and he plots where the garage sales are on the map,
oh,
who's participating. So when you drive in, you can get one of the maps. I think he's got a stand. You take the map on, you're like, oh, okay, there's all these garage sales that we want to hit.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's how it works. Not everybody gets together, they go to different houses.
Yeah, and you drive around, you just keep seeing more garage sales.
Yeah, oh, that's cool.
No, think, on the map, what else does he put on that map?
He plots down like a little dot for each house and,
Yeah.
and it's numbered, and on the backside it has the address
And
for number 1, address for number
he'll
2.
put the information.
Yes. Okay, so now we're gonna just briefly talking about email marketing. So this is another form of marketing, right? I would do this in addition to whatever you're doing on your regular farming. So we have Moxie Engage and Moxie Impress that you can send out email marketing through that we provide you with, or you can do MailChimp or Constant Contact. It's up to you how you want to send it out, but send something out. And you want to start building your database. And I would start with everybody that's on your phone until they opt out. You can send out a monthly newsletter, just listed, just sold, or even the flyer that you create that you sent out. Just save it as an image and send it out. E-card for birthdays, holidays, special occasions. So, hey, Merry Christmas. And we have in Moxie Engage, there's a holiday email campaign that's already set up. So once you set up upload your contacts and you assign this drip campaign to your list, it automatically sends out like Merry Christmas, Happy Valentine's Day, Happy Thanksgiving, Happy 4th of July, and it probably has more holidays than you want to send out, so you can go through and remove some of them. Because it has literally something for everything. You can send something out like, what's happening this month, like events for the area or for Orange County or whatever, right? Interest rates or market updates. Seasonal safety tips. This is another marketing or drip campaign that's set up on Moxie Engage. Do you guys know what a drip campaign is? So a drip campaign is a series of emails that are already set up to go out, scheduled on, as soon as you set it up, the first one goes out. And then the second one's scheduled to go out 7 days after the first one. And the next one's scheduled to go out 5 days after that one, and so forth. That's a drip campaign, where it's a series of emails that are already set up to go out at a specific time. So you don't have to go in and create a new email every single time. It's already all set up. Right? Just set it and forget it. There's buyer drip campaigns, there's seller drip campaigns. So when you go to Moxie Engage, there's a drip campaign for buyers where it reminds them, hey, if you have any questions about any of the properties that I've shown you, you can reach out to me. And then another one goes out, maybe 3 days later or 5 days later. And then it tells you on the next one, hey, reach out to this person and call them instead of sending something out. And then the next one will be another email and so forth. Same thing for the seller. All right, social media. We have Cecilia here that does a social media marketing class. So we're just going to touch on this really quick. And then if you have any questions, you can contact her. Plus, we're going to have a class on that she's going to do. So we get a free website with us. So that's considered social media. Make sure that you add content to your bio and profile page. Make sure you have an updated photo. You guys seem like you all would have updated photos. But there's some agents that have a little on the, Harry, cover your ears, a little on the older side. And they use pictures from like 20 years ago. And they look nothing like that. Harry uses updated photo though. So it's not about you, Harry. It's about other agents. Yeah, they use pictures from like 20 years ago. And then when they show up to the client's house, they're like, who are you? Oh, we've been talking. Oh, you okay. So use an updated picture and then add a bio to your website, because a lot of the websites right now, they don't have bios. So if a client is going through the websites and they find someone with a bio, like, oh, this person sounds like they do a good job, versus they go to your website and there's nothing there. It's like, I don't know anything about this person. You want to add something, maybe something a little personal to them. Personalized domain name. I'm sure that we've all talked about it at some point. You purchase a domain name that's more personalized to you. Like mine is selinoc.com. It could be soniaburton.com. You still have the free website address, but that domain name redirects to your website and it's more personal to you. And then you can use that for all your social media handles and everything. So it's consistent. And again, branding, right? Use an updated recent photo. We talked about that. Video profile adds another dimension. If you can, record yourself saying, hi, I'm Carlos. I specialize in residential real estate. I've been in the industry for over 30 years. Oh shit, almost 30 years. Oh my God. Damn, wait. Damn. Yeah, anyways, I specialize in helping buyers buy, sellers sell, investors invest. Give me a call. Something simple, something, and usually your first take is going to be the best one, because then you're going to overthink it. So just record something, put it on your website, let them see your personality. Because they might see my picture and think, man, this guy looks mean. I don't want to talk to him. And they see my person, I'm like, "Ah, he sounds like a nice guy. I'll work with him, right?" So you can never really know what the person's like till you talk to them. I used to use another example of somebody else, but I stopped using it. That's so use Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter to broadcast your new listings sold and just promote yourself. Moxie creates a property website for each one of your listings. So if you have a listing, Moxie Impress creates this whole packet for you of like just as a postcard, a property flyer, property website, social media images that you can use to promote your listing. So that creates everything for you. That's pretty cool too. So you can, if you're listing, you can just copy the link and then paste it into your, for those of you that still use Facebook or into Instagram. I know that's supposed to be like an older thing, right? But people still go on Facebook. Yeah. And contact your social media specialist for help. This is her name and phone number. But again, we're gonna have her do a class coming up soon. And then also for social media, so when you're doing social media, remember not to just promote the city, you want to promote the area as well. Or don't just promote the property, promote the city, promote the area, promote all the amenities in the neighborhood. And be yourself. Don't make this alter ego that you're a totally different person when you're online. And then you want to educate your buyers or educate your sellers. Respond to comments whether they're good or bad. So if someone posts something, acknowledge it, hit a thumbs up, or like, hey, thanks, whatever, right? So you want to interact with people. And then don't forget video, add video to it. Never assume you're only connecting with first-time buyers. So don't only gear your message towards first-time buyers or first-time sellers. Add some things in there that are like for experienced buyers or sellers or investors. Don't ignore your existing clients. So if you have clients that you're friends with or following or whatever, comment on their feed just to remind them you're there. And again, so Cecilia's contact information. Generating leads. So these are two pretty cool ways that you can generate leads. This first one up here is from Cloud CMA. It's like a lead generation tool where it's a landing page. That's all it is. And if you put this into Facebook and it shows up and say, hey, find out your property value, when they click on it, it's going to take them to the landing page, and then they can type in their property address, and it'll give them a CMA. It'll email them a CMA right away. But it also emails you, hey, we just sent out this CMA to this person that requested a CMA, and it's going to email you a copy of the CMA that they received, which is going to be not good, right? So that's where you come in, and you're going to look at the property. You're going to create a more accurate CMA. You're going to reach out to them. You can set it up so that they're forced to type in their email address and their phone number, or only their email address, because where are you going to send it, right? If you only force them, I think by default, it's only forced to leave their name and email address. You can always maybe find their phone number online or drop off the CMA in person or something at their house. But this is a pretty cool lead generating tool, because someone's interested in selling because they clicked on it, they asked for the valuation. The other tool, and this is free, by the way, for you guys. It's included with your MLS fees and all that.
Is that your own website that you're?
This is my landing page.
Check your landing.
I'm going to show you guys how to access that. Okay. After I'm done with this. And then the other tool is CoreFact. CoreFact is a third-party website service that provides templates, like preset templates up for flyers and mailing service. Not only do they print and mail it, every homeowner that you're sending this to has their own QR code. So when they scan that QR code, it takes them to this landing page where it has their home pinned on the map. It shows them all the recent sales, and it shows them how much their home is worth, a range between how much their home is worth. That is awesome, because what happens is when it gets scanned, you get an email alert saying, hey, this person just scanned the code, the QR code. And it tells you what time they scanned it and all that, and how many times they scanned it. You get notified every time they scan it. I just sent one of these out last week. I only sent it out to 150 people. but I think 15+ years of ownership. And 2 people scanned it. That's pretty cool.
And you have their email addresses?
I had, I didn't have their email addresses. I had so each QR code that's scanned is assigned to a home address, which you have the list, right? Because you uploaded the list to the website, and that list has the homeowner's name.
Oh,
What I
from Harry
did-
Block?
Yeah, from the title company. What I do is then I go online and look for the phone number. So I reached out to the first guy, Spanish speaking owner, and talked to him for a little bit. He's like, "Oh no, I'm not. I don't want to sell. I was curious." All right, cool. I had to talk to him for a little bit. I say, "Hey, if you're thinking about selling, give me a call." But he received my marketing, and then the second guy that scanned it 2 days later, I called him up. Hey, I noticed you scanned the QR code. You thinking about selling? Well, he's like, no, actually, I'm thinking about buying. Okay, cool. So yeah, but his expectations for what he wants to buy are not there. He wants to buy more house than what he wants to pay for, right? But we started talking, and then he's telling me, oh yeah, I'm an electrician. Then I was like, oh, then we connected on that. Oh, my son's going to school for, to be an electrician, and he's, any advice? And we started talking, and then, you know what, it came down to like, hey, that's pretty cool. I said, yeah. So if you have any questions, if let me know when you're ready to buy. I can help you find the property. Do you have the postcard that you scanned? It's got my phone number on there, my email. He's like, oh yeah, I did. Actually, he's like, I received one from you last month too. Let me see if I can find it. He still had the one I sent out the previous month. And it was a market update and it had prices. He's like, I kept it because it had the prices to let me know, how much it's selling. Pretty cool. Sometimes they throw them away, sometimes they keep them.
Right.
And he can tell you the same thing. And then it's funny because over the weekend, the first guy scanned the QR code 2 more times. Yeah, and then the second guy scanned it 1 more time. And I get email alerts every time it's scanned, remember? And I'm going to show you guys what that looks like after I'm finished with the presentation here. But that's pretty cool. And the only down, I guess, negative about it, I guess if you want to say that, is that this costs about $1 a piece to mail out. But you get the postcard there. The design's already there. The templates are there. So you get the postcard, you get the mailing, and then you get that landing page for each with QR code landing page for each homeowner. So if she scans it, she's going to see what her home is worth. If he scans it, he's going to see what his home is worth. You guys have no idea what this this is big for marketing. So I think that's worth $1. And then that stays up. They can keep the postcard for 3 months. They can scan it 3 months later. It's going to be updated with the recent information, updated information.
Plus, you're not just setting up randomly, you're kind of targeting a specific type of area, right?
Yeah. And if you're gonna mail out to your farm area, and you want to send it to everybody, I would recommend this once or twice a year, in addition to what you're doing, or in place of one of your postcards, just replace it with this. It's pretty cool. Actually, this is the one I just sent out. I wanted to show you guys. You know what? You guys can pass this around. But
And the company that does that for you is Corfac, you said?
yeah, Corfact. This is one I just sent out. And then here's some more you guys can pass around. Different from Corfact, and some other ones that I didn't use Corfact with. But
Is that a template from Corfac, or can you?
this is from Corfact.
You can't change that around to make it.
I think you can upload your own design if you want to do that.
Okay.
But you don't need to. It's all done.
What is this? That's kind of cool.
Years ago. Yeah.
So automatically change the address?
Yeah.
For each.
Yeah.
And the picture reflects their actual home.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool that
Yeah.
they do that.
Yeah, on the map, it shows where it pins their home on the map. So it's like super personalized. That one's not from Corvette.
Okay, I was gonna just ask.
Yeah,
These
yeah.
are all
So,
different.
no, yeah, that one, it's the one I designed and sent out.
How much do these cost? Like $10?
Well, it's whatever price I showed you guys earlier for the
Oh,
postcard and mailing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do too.
These are nice.
No, you're gonna show me how to do it.
Yeah, I'll show you. And then so let's move on. So that's pretty cool, right?
Yes.
All right. So now let's talk about paid leads. Actually, we talked about paid leads already. So if you want to don't want to farm, you don't want to market either using a farm or social media marketing or email marketing, you could just pay for leads. And again, this is a little more expensive, but if you're going to spend $500 a month for marketing, like farming for marketing, you can probably spend $500 a month on Zillow or Trulia or Realtor.com and get maybe 1 or 2 leads a month, depending on what area you want to get leads from. So if you live in Anaheim, you might want to get leads in a zip code in Anaheim. If you live in Lake Forest, you might want to pay for leads in Lake Forest, right? Whatever it is. But again, the cool thing about this is that they teach you how to talk to the lead, how to follow up, what to say, how to I don't know. Yeah, they give you like your own rep.
How worth it is it, do you think?
It works for some people, it doesn't work for others. It just depends on how you are with your follow up, like what you say when you call back, and sometimes the leads they're just looking, they're not ready to buy.
Exactly, yeah, because I've heard that a lot of the times it's like blank leads. Or like they don't close.
Yeah. We've had success with some of our agents with
Yeah.
leads.
Is there like a specific website out of all of them that you
Zillow.
think works best?
Zillow.
It's the most popular.
But the only thing is that they lock you in, I think, to like 6 months, 4 or 6 months or something minimum. So you're in a contract for that, but that's plenty of time for you to figure out whether it's going to work or not. Right? And again, they train you on how to follow up with their leads. And then you want to call H1 to get pricing. All right, so common mistakes to avoid is choosing a farm that's too large. I know that at first you guys want to just like, man, I want to send it out to like everybody, but you're gonna probably waste your money faster than you would if you were to select a smaller farm. And if you're gonna want the farm, that's a lot of homes to farm. If it's too large, right? Inconsistent marketing. Don't send out one this month and then one in June and then one in September. Be consistent. Do it like every month. And then don't change up your design too much every month because then that shows any consistency. You have to be consistent with what you're sending out. So keep your brand consistent. And then lack of follow-up. If someone reaches out to you, call them back. If you meet someone while you're farming, make sure you reach out to them. Say, hey, it was nice, whether it's email or phone call, text, whatever it is. Hey, it was nice meeting you. You mentioned your daughter was going to college. Hey, good luck with that. Whatever it is. Just write notes too whenever you meet someone. And keep that in your database. So when you do call them back or text them or email them, you still have something personal. They can be like, no, they remember. That's pretty cool. How often does someone remember? Or send a note, like even these little handwritten notes, nobody does that anymore. So when you get something in the mail, it's a little more special, right? It's more thoughtful. Not tracking your return on investment or adjusting. So you experienced that in a neighborhood that you marketed, right? In West Irvine. You tried it, and after so long that you did it for a couple of years, there wasn't any business coming out of it. So he's like, okay, time to shift. We got to go somewhere else because this market, for some reason, it doesn't like me, or it doesn't match. So he took his stuff, packed his bags, and went to a different neighborhood. Sometimes you have to do that, but keep track of what's working for you, what's not working for you. Like with these marketing pieces, the 4 or 5 ones, I was sending this design out because I thought, oh, this is pretty cool. People are going to respond to this. People responded to this one.
Can I see those again?
Yeah. And that's not the design that I thought people would respond to. So I just said, you know what, I'll try it. And I tried it, and then like right away people scanned it. The other one, people scanned before in a different neighborhood, but it wasn't as quick and as fast. It's like, yeah, this worked for me. So
Is it because it stands out, like the colors?
I don't know.
Okay.
It wasn't a design I thought would work, but it worked. Like it grabbed attention.
Interesting.
I thought this one, inventory is low. Like, hey, here's your house on the map. Scan the QR code, but
Well,
No.
but they're responding to track your property's value.
yeah, but even the look of it.
Mhm.
Right, right.
Yeah. So sometimes what you think is gonna work doesn't work. Yes.
Because I'm new, what is too large of a farm, like what generally.
When you want it, well, when you want to start off, when you're starting off, you want to do 500 homes to start off with. And then just market to them, and eventually maybe you start getting some business out of it, and you become the guy, the go-to guy there. And you get some sales, and then now you're ready to expand, then you can branch off into the next neighborhood and expand that way.
I see.
But if you have the budget to, we have one agent here, a team, he sends out 10,000 mailers every month.
Wow.
But it's not one neighborhood, it's throughout, I think he sends to Korean homeowners throughout Orange County. So it's not one particular neighborhood. Now that's like more niche marketing, right? He's reaching Korean speaking homeowners. But one time a month, but to 10,000 people. So you set out a bigger net, you're gonna catch something at some point, right? So that's a different way of approaching it, but they do well. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay. And then final thoughts is, it's a long-term strategy, guys, if you're gonna farm. So success comes in consistency and building relationships. So remember, be down to earth with these people. Like, yeah, be professional, but at the same time, they're people just like you, and just let them know that you're just like them as well. Choose the right area, use the right tools, and stay the course. Now, some housekeeping really quick. So advertising and first point of contact, anytime there's a first point of contact with any particular buyer or client or seller, you must include your name, your designation, so like realtor, your DRE number, your phone number, and the name of the responsible broker, Golden Ranker Platinum Properties in this case. It has to include all of this. And this includes, but not limited to, flyers, which includes handouts, postcards, door hangers, stationery, anything that's considered flyers, business cards, print ads, anything that you're going to put in a magazine, newspaper, things like that, must include that information. Social media ads must include that. Electronic media, which is like your website, text messages, phone calls, emails, television, radio, cinemas, anything. First point of contact must include that information. Even billboards, for sale signs, for lease signs, open house signs, they have to include that.
So for social media ads, you do that, but what if you're just putting posts up like on there? Do you still have to include all that in every post too?
You can include it in the text. You don't have to put it on the image, you can put it on the text. Yeah, as long as it has that. Realtor,
Oh,
like realtor, right? Any questions on this? Okay, and then you guys can ask me if you guys have any questions later. Disclaimers, so market updates must include, if you're gonna send out a market update, right? Include a disclaimer in no less than 7 points, so it has to be the smallest 7-point type. And then, so this is a disclaimer, based on information from CRMLS, as of from January 1st through January 31st, that's for example, and or other sources, all data, including all measurements and calculations of area, is obtained from various sources and has not been and will not be verified by broker or MLS. All information should be independently reviewed or verified for accuracy. Properties may or may not be listed by the office agent presenting the information. The listing broker's offer of compensation is made. Actually, this no longer applies, so I got to remove that from it. But this is your disclaimer. All right, and lastly, dress for success. So if you're going to go out and market, even just meet with clients, dress for success, right? The example I like to give is we had an agent here years ago that she was somebody's assistant. She started doing her own thing, and she started farming a neighborhood. She's Hispanic, and she was marketing in Rancho San Margarita, I believe. And she would go out in workout clothes, like the yoga shorts and the cut off tank top, like that you do aerobics in, and a baseball hat. And she'd go out, because she works out, she's a sporty agent. And then after a while, she's like, I'm not getting any calls, I'm not getting any leads. And I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I said, how are you dressed when you go out? And she told me, oh, just like this. I'm like, okay. So who's your competition? Who's the big agent there? oh, this older white lady. And I said, so how does she dress? She dresses like, like just, I don't know, she wears dress and like, dresses, I guess, professional. I'm like, okay. All right. And what are the demographics in the neighborhood? She's like, oh, it's mostly like white people. Okay. And so this has nothing to do with like discrimination or anything like that. But I just said, like, she said, I just want to be the sporty agent, that everybody else. I said, look, I'd rather be the professional agent that knows everything about real estate and I look professional than to be the sporty agent because that doesn't matter, not with real estate, right? So I think that was her mistake, is that she wanted to portray this image that had nothing to do with real estate. And maybe the demographics of the neighborhood that she was marketing probably wasn't right for her. I mean, I hate to say it, but
Might ask her for exercise tips.
well, I told her, I said, maybe market in Lake Forest or San Juan Capistrano or something like that. Talking about areas around there. It's a big Hispanic community. You speak Spanish, use it, And so she didn't listen. And she didn't really do well. And that's not always the reason why. There's always different reasons, but you have to assess what you're doing and take a step back and like say, am I doing this right? Am I, or am I just have an illusion of what I want to happen, but it's not going to happen, right?
I just want to add to that, like when I do the open houses and I have to run out and put the signs everywhere, right? Before and after. So I don't want to like do that in sweatpants or anything. So what I do is I wear nice slacks in the top and some shoes that I can like walk in comfortably. Then I change my shoes later.
Yeah.
But people talk to you. So you do want to look presentable. Be like, oh, I'm having an open house. People will talk to you. So you don't want to be running around the neighborhood, putting signs up, looking all terrible. Because some people might like stop you and say, hey, what's the sign for or whatever.
Well, not to mention, you don't want people to think you're the assistant. No, this is my open house. I'm not the assistant. This is my open house. Can't you tell from the way I'm dressed, right? You're wearing shorts or whatever. They're gonna think you're the assistant or like, just the person that puts the signs out. So yeah, dress the part. All right, go market yourself. But I wanted to show you guys something really quick. So let's see.
Okay.
All right, so to access to access the landing page where the people, you copy the link and paste it into like social media and then they type in their address. You're gonna log into the MLS and click on Cloud CMA. The first time that you click on this, it's gonna ask you to set up your profile. So you have to upload your photo, your contact information, all that, right? And then once you log in again, you're gonna go up here. It's not gonna have your picture. Let me move this out. It's not gonna have your picture up here like I have it. So once you upload it, it'll have it. If you don't upload it, it's not gonna be there. So it's gonna be a circle. You click on this and you click on lead generation. And then it's there. This is your landing page. So you just copy the link. Did it copy? Let's see. And this is it. So now you're just going to paste that link into one of your Facebook posts and then say, hey, type in, have you wondered what your home is worth? Click here to find out. And then it takes them here. They type in their property address. Here, let's see what happens here. Give me an address. Give me an address. Anybody?
624 South Balcom.
South what?
Balcom, BALCOM Avenue, Fullerton.
Oh. Fullerton. Yeah. And I'm gonna click on search. This is say, okay, we found it. This is it on the map. Give us your name and your email address and we'll send you the CMA.
Is it already set up like that where they have to put in their email?
Yes. But you can go into the settings and force the phone number as well.
Is that the price up there? I can't see it.
No, it doesn't give you a price yet.
Oh, it doesn't?
No.
Oh,
You have to enter your name and email address for it to email you.
And then they will
information.
email them.
It'll email the person that's requesting it, but
Okay.
you also get emails to Realtor
Saying
with
that
the
they-
same CMA saying, hey, this person requested about a CMA and here's what we sent them.
So then you have to tell them, sorry, that's not an accurate, number,
Admin
like,
notes
let me
are
give you a
Gmail.
better, accurate.
Right.
At Gmail?
Gmail, I'm gonna check that out.
All right, so email. That report. And then watch, I'm gonna get an email too.
That's your landing page or your personal websites?
No, this is a landing page that it creates for you.
Oh, can you do that again and send me one too? Sorry.
So look, it says you have a new lead. So I click on that. It says, and from this address, requested a CMA, and then it also lets me download the CMA. I don't know where it is.
Yeah, it gives you the 10 compared.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the CMA provided by Corpay. You just said.
No, this is not perfect. This is Cloud CMA.
CMA.
Yeah, this is different from Corvette.
How accurate is it?
It's not.
No.
No, but you're getting the lead. And so what I recommend to do is you're gonna get the property address. You're gonna create a custom CMA, more accurate, and you're gonna reach out to them and say, hey, I noticed that you requested a CMA. The system didn't really generate what it should, but I made it more accurate one for you. Can I meet with you or, send this over to you? You should. Okay, so there's that.
Yeah.
And then core fact,
Is it possible to add that to your website? Like as a tab or something?
yeah, you can do that. Yeah. And then so core fact, it's corefact.com, right? And then I wanted to show you guys on the left the postcards. And then it has different postcards. The one that I use is the home estimate.
The core pack, you have to sign up for it.
Yeah, it's free to sign up for it. I mean, you just pay for any order that you place. But see, that's the one that I sent
That's
out.
exactly the.
Yeah.
Oh, this is for the.
And these are the ones that I sent out before, thinking, oh, these are going to be great. But this first one is the one that actually worked, that I got people to scan. But there's different designs, different templates. So let's say you want to send, I don't know, this one out here, down here. So that's what's going to sit. It's going to be on one side, and then it lets you select the back side, so the mailing side. So it has this already set up for you. You select one, and then it takes you to upload your database, and then to place your order. But I also wanted to show you guys this. So I'm going to go into my contacts, and I uploaded a database, right? But here it tells me who scanned and when. So I had this guy scanned it 4 days ago. So if I click on that, this is the guy here.
Okay.
And let me impersonate him so you can see what he sees when he scans the QR code. So this is what he sees. Oh, is this information correct? He's like, yeah, yes, it is. It's correct, right? So I'm the homeowner now scanning the QR code.
Okay.
And then he sees this. My picture.
See what he saw.
This is my picture, my contact information, his property on the map, surrounded by the recent sales, and then the price range of what his home is worth, and he can adjust is my property like better or not as good as,
He would have to.
yeah, he could slide that. And then down here are the properties that we're using or that the system used to come up with the price.
How would you say that green in bold, that estimate is?
It's a pretty good range. It's in there somewhere. Yeah. So I would say it's between maybe 700 and 729
Okay.
for 3 bedrooms. But here's all the 3 bedrooms that it's comparing it to, and he can see them on the map and all that. But again, my contact information is branded to me, and each homeowner is going to see their own landing page.
That's cool. That's cool. Page to go to.
Yeah, I find a lot of value in this because not everybody's doing this. So anyway, I thought you guys would like this. So yeah, that's it. Let me end this, and I'll stop the recording.